We cannot allow our children to grow up in this corrupt and tyrannical regime. We have to fight against it. And I am willing to give up everything, even my life, if necessary. Patricia Maribal.
Hello. Welcome.
This is the Two Cities.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I love it when all badass women rise from the ashes of evil men. It's a beautiful thing. When you're given nothing and they want more from you, deciding to say, yeah, that's not going to work, is really awe-inspiring. The Mirabal sisters are no different. 4 women that lost everything and decided to fight back. When everyone else crowded in fear, these women stood up and faced the opposition. Let me tell you their story. My name is Ellie, and this is my Tales of Two Cities episode. It might be presumptuous for me to state, but it seems that most of Latin America had to deal with dictatorships. The Dominican Republic was no different. Rafael Trujillo was a tyrant that threw away any concept of human rights out the window. Massacres? Yeah, he did that. Haitian genocide? Oh yeah. Raping women? He loved that. Using his power for his own financial gains? What else would he do? Friends and family disappearing mysteriously? You should thank good old Trujillo. For nearly 20 years, people watched in horror in Trujillo's rule. Even the Maribal sisters watched it, to an extent. The 4 sisters, Patricia, Dedé, Minerva, and Maria Teresa Maribal, lived their early years dealing with Trujillo's rule, but eventually decided to seek a different idea. They all went to college, and all got involved in anti-Trujillo cases. Minerva really became the spearhead of the anti-Trujillo movement after meeting him at a party when he attempted to sexually harass her. What did she do when his hands got lost up her skirt? She slapped him in the fucking face. How did he respond? Well, he flipped out. Rafael Trujillo got her barred from classrooms unless she spoke out in support of him. When she graduated, the government decided to deny her degree without a reason. The sister's father was imprisoned, tortured, and killed for no damn reason, but it seems that maybe it was Rafael Trujillo's rejection. Also, around the same time, Minerva and her mother were held as hostages in a hotel in Santo Domingo. Trujillo said that he would let her go if she slept with him. Don't worry, she didn't. The best thing about being pushed down so many times is that eventually you decide not to budge. Getting kidnapped by Trujillo was enough for Minerva and her sisters, and they decided to end his regime. Maria Teresa and Patricia were quick to join the anti-Trujillo case. Patricia, a nun, witnessed many massacres by him and was quick to join the cause afterwards. The sisters created the revolutionary movement 14th of June movement, which was the date of the massacre. Their nickname for the movement was Las Mariposas, or the Butterflies. Their mission statement? Hell-bent on toppling a tyrant. They handed out pamphlets, they built guns and bombs, and they spoke loud and proud about Trujillo's abuse of human rights. Their work wasn't easy. Minerva and Maria Teresa were arrested and tortured multiple times. Their property was seized, and their family was forced to be separated. On November 25, 1960, Maria Teresa, Minerva, and Patricia were assassinated on their way home from visiting their husbands in prison. Officials covered up the death and stated it was a car accident. Because of the gross injustice, the people joined the revolution, which led to Trujillo's assassination 6 months later. To this day, the image of the Maribal sisters can be found on the 200 pesos bill for the Dominican Republic. And the obelisk that was originally built for Trujillo is now covered in a mural for the sisters. Which just makes me happy. After learning about the Maribal sisters, I felt a lingering reminder of our current political crisis. Whether Democratic or Republican, there is a threat on women's rights as well as rights of people of color. Some of us stand up and fight, others sit down and comply with fear. The question I bring up is, what would the Maribal sisters do? Would they be marching down the streets in defiance against the opposition that we are currently experiencing? I would like to think so, and I would march with them. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe to us on your podcast device. We're also on Spotify and Stitcher, so please join us there too. I would also like to thank Mackenzie Lee for her book, Bygone Badass Broads, for inspiring this episode. If you want to have more than just free stuff, check out our Patreon. Nikki and I create special episodes for a one-time fee of $5. We also offer merch, shout-outs, and other deals as well. If you want to represent us, please check out our merch store on TeePublic. We offer many exclusive Tales of Two Cities items, as well as other items from artists all over the world. If you want to talk, write to us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and our email at talesofthenumber2citiespodcast.com. We love to hear from you, and we generally love telling your stories on our podcast as well. But above all, and most importantly, thank you so much for listening to this episode.
Assassin's bullets put a bloody end to the 31-year dictatorship of Dominican strongman Rafael Trujillo, here with his brother Hector. His was one of the most absolute iron-fisted rules in modern history. His violent death creates a new and dangerous political vacuum in Latin America. For without the Generalissimo's strong personality, a political chaos could develop that would tempt neighboring dictator Fidel Castro to make a reckless move toward the Republic. Even in death, Trujillo is a danger to the world.